Hi, welcome back to my channel where I create just regular recipe, changing them a little bit so we can eat them every day and feel pretty good about it. And today I decided I'm gonna make this very popular recipe for coleslaw. And as you know, coleslaw is or can be very calorie heavy by the fact that most of us add mayo to it. Where I grew up, we actually didn't do that. We didn't add mayo. Most of the time we had sour cream. But even though sour cream is a little bit lighter, I mean half a bit lighter than mayo, it still adds a lot of calories. So I've been making this recipe a little bit different, but I show you both ways. I'll show you one with sour cream and I'll show you one with Greek yogurt. Both of them are delicious and both of them have way less calories. Therefore, you can have way more than just a little bit, or you can just enjoy it guilt-free every day as a healthy food. So let's grab the ingredients. For this recipe, we're gonna use one white cabbage. I have a little bit larger than the red cabbage. You can also use just white cabbage if you don't have the red one. It's perfectly fine. I just like to use it for a little bit more of a color. Now I have one carrot. I'm gonna use for both recipes. I'm gonna create the one with sour cream and the one with Greek yogurt, and these are leeks. If you're not familiar with leeks, these are from onion family. So if you do not have leeks or don't want to use leeks, you can use an onion instead. And my favorite apple, Golden Delicious, but obviously you can use any kind of apple that you have. We're gonna sweeten it up. And now for the dressing. A little bit of salt, of course. Sugar, you can use a sweetener if you like. Lemon. And now I'm gonna use some freshly ground pepper and mustard. I have here this whole grain mustard, but you can use any type of mustard you like. And of course, the main ingredient for one of the recipes, we're gonna use sour cream. And for the lighter version of the same recipe, we're gonna use Greek yogurt, 5% full fat. And that's pretty much it. To chop the vegetables, you can use this Cuisinart machine, and you can see it has a blade that you attached on top. And the cool thing about this is you can change the blade size right here. So I mean, depending on how thin or thick you want your cabbage to be, you can adjust that. And you can go and assemble that, and pretty much you can use it for chopping all the vegetables by changing the blades. This type of blender, or I don't know what you want to call machine, chopping machine, it has different attachments, so you can pretty much chop all the vegetables. But if you don't have such a appliance, go ahead and cut it by hand. And honestly, most of the time I cut it by hand. Just getting out the blenders and all that great, I mean, the machinery is great, don't get me wrong, but a lot of times it's just so much easier to cut it by hand. So pretty much you can do the same. Just chop it up using a knife. Make sure you don't cut your fingers. So white cabbage, red cabbage, put it in a bowl. And now, very important step, salt it generously and mix it by hand, the best, by squeezing a little bit. Make sure the salt gets everywhere, then you can leave it for about 30 minutes to an hour. An hour is better than 30 minutes in this case, for the cabbage to soften. This is extremely important step. Don't forget it. Now, we're gonna chop the rest of the veggies. So I have the leeks, chop them very finely as they're pretty spicy. Next, I'm using this box grater to grate the apples and the whole carrots. Mind you that I'm gonna divide these vegetables through two different bowls, since we're gonna be making 2 recipes. And now for the dressing. In one of the bowls, I'm gonna put sour cream. And in the other one, I'm gonna put pretty much the same amount of Greek yogurt. And to that, I'm going to add mustard. And how much, it's completely up to you. Maybe you want more, maybe you want less. I have here half of a lemon, and I'm gonna divide by 2 of the bowls. And a whole tablespoon of sugar. Adjust to the taste and see if you like more or less. This is actually salt, so it's like a teaspoon of salt per each. And stir it well. After you stir it, try it, see if you need a little bit maybe of lemon, maybe you need a little bit of sugar, just adjust to your taste. Now it's time to put it all together, so I made a little bit of a mess and I stirred all the ingredients together. To one, I'm gonna add the sour cream dressing and mix it well. To finish it up, crack some fresh ground pepper, black pepper, and stir it. Now, I'm going to do the same thing to the other bowl with the Greek yogurt. So exactly the same steps. And both of them, leave them in the refrigerator for another 30 minutes or so for the flavors to blend. And this is how they look. So you don't see much of a difference really. It seems like maybe I put a little bit of Greek yogurt in one and a little bit less of sour cream in the other one, but at the end they pretty much very similar in taste. So let's take a look. Perfect. And the one with the yogurt, definitely great. Go ahead and enjoy them in any of your favorite dishes, barbecue, pork, or whatever that you like. I hope you enjoyed this recipe. Click the like button, leave a comment below, and I will see you on the next one.